As a demon, the laws that bind you are very clear. If anyone should make a request of you using your true name, you must grant it, and take their soul in return. For the first time, you feel conflicted as you appear before a young girl with dyslexia who tried writing to Santa Claus. Stan's chest tightened. His first assignment was a 7-year-old girl? That can't be right. He flipped through the manual again and found the page about being summoned. When a human writes your name and requests something, you must go to them and fulfill their request. The price must always be their soul. Shit. After some practice, he opened a portal in his office back to his boss's office and stepped through. "Welcome back. What can I help you with?" the boss said without looking up from his desk. "You didn't tell me I would be taking kids." "You accepted the job before I could even tell you what it was. Did you expect your job to be all sunshine and daisies? This is hell. We are all here to be punished and to keep as many souls from heaven as possible. Your first assignment happens to be both." "I don't want this job. I quit." The boss laughed. "You can't quit. You signed a contract. If you don't collect the souls for the duration of your contract, then we release all the souls who caused the worst atrocities back onto the earth. Do you really want there to be chaos and pain back on Earth? It makes no difference to me." Stan stood in stunned silence. There was no sound in the room for several minutes, and then he turned, opened a portal, and left. He stepped out of the portal and into a small, disheveled living room. The blankets draped on the couch were worn thin, obviously hand-me-downs or thrifted. The wallpaper was peeling in places. The kitchen just off to his right had dishes stacked in the sink waiting to be washed. Clothes were strewn on the floor. The house had not been taken care of in a while. On the couch, a few feet away from the fire, was a little girl wrapped in one of those thin blankets. She was shivering. Her long brown hair was messy, and her face and hands were dirty. Stan looked around and found a mirror hanging on a door to a bedroom. He flipped through the manual again and found the page detailing how to cast an illusion spell. He waved his hands over his body, and his image on the mirror shimmered and changed. His horns and wings disappeared. A long, curly white beard grew on his face, and his body rounded out. His clothes turned red and white. He was now Santa. He heard movement on the couch and quickly walked towards the fireplace again, pretending to leave. "Santa?" he heard a small voice say. "Well, hello there, Susie. You're supposed to be sleeping." "Sorry, Santa," she said a little sadly. "It's quite all right, my dear. Let's talk a while. Maybe it will help you go back to sleep." "Okay." "I got your letter. I thought your wish was very selfless. Your wish will be granted, just give me some time. Do you want anything?" She thought for a second and nodded. "Can I have a blanket?" "Absolutely." He reached behind his back and summoned a thick, fuzzy blanket. He brought it around and draped it gracefully over her, tucking the corners under her. "How's that?" "Warm," she said delightedly. "Good. Here is one more thing for you." He reached behind himself and this time summoned a music box. He placed it on the table next to her and opened it. It began to play the Christmas song. "Thanks, Santa," she said. She sat up and wrapped her arms around his neck. "You're welcome, my dear. I want you to promise me something in return," Stan said, laying her back down and pulling the blanket up to her neck. "Okay." "I want you to live a long and happy life. Have fun, see the world, do whatever you like. I will honor my end of the bargain and make sure you never have to worry about money ever again." "Okay, Santa." Susie's eyes blinked drowsily, and then they closed. Stan got up quietly and opened the portal back to hell and walked through. His disguise evaporated as he walked back out of his own office. He sat down and opened the drawer to his left and put the assignment to claim Susie's soul inside. As he closed the drawer, another portal opened up and the boss walked in. "Did you claim her soul? I didn't sense any new arrivals when you came back." "No, I did not." "I see. So you choose chaos?" "No. The assignment didn't specify when I had to take her." The boss smiled. He turned and walked back through the portal. Over the years, Santa would visit Susie every Christmas for a while. Susie's mom got a very well-paying job. Both of their lives improved. Susie grew up, found a lover, and they traveled around the world. Santa stopped visiting, but Susie kept her promise to Santa and enjoyed her life to the best of her ability. And he made sure she had the means to do so, and every Christmas she would play her music box. One Christmas, when she had grown old and was nearing the end, she sat on her couch in front of the fireplace and wished for Santa to show up. She closed her eyes and dozed off. "Hello, my dear." Her eyes sprung open and she was filled with happiness. Susie stood up and they embraced. "Susie, there is something I must tell you." They both sat down on the couch, and Stan told her all about the contract, how her misspelling had sealed her fate in hell. Stan looked down into the fireplace, and the silence lay heavily on the room. "I am very sorry I deceived you. I just wanted to make the best of a very bad situation." Stan, it's okay. I mean, I can hardly believe it was such a misspelling that would send me to hell, but if it means I get to be with you, then maybe it's not so bad. "I'm not so sure. The only good thing to come out of being a demon is that I got to meet you. I hope I was able to give you some measure of peace in your life." "You did." Stan opened a portal in the fireplace again. He stood up and reached out a hand to Susie. Without hesitation, she reached out and grabbed his hand. They began walking towards the portal, and right before reaching it, Susie paused and looked back and saw herself lying on the couch peacefully. She looked around the room at all the pictures of beautiful memories of her life, her loved ones, and her accomplishments. "I have had a good life." She turned back towards the portal, and they both walked through.